Many people are familiar with the services in the New York City subway, like the 1 train, the B train, and the Q train, but how much do we really know about the colors behind those lines? In this video, we answer the question of why our subway lines have colors and what they mean. To answer that question though, we must journey back to the late 1960s, a pivotal era marked by the opening of the Christie Street connection. Prior to the opening of the Christie Street connection, most services were not colored, and it was difficult to tell them apart from one another. This issue only grew with the new services that were added with the opening of Christie Street. Because of this, the Transit Authority decided to assign colors to each subway line and standardize the naming system. In the A division, the lines would be numbered from 1 to 8. Pretty easy to understand, right? Well, in the B division, local trains were marked with double letters, while express trains had single letters. Some of you may know that this originated with the opening of the IND 8th Avenue line in 1932, but the Transit Authority only continued to add more and more services throughout the years. On surface level, the new service designations were a much needed improvement. It was much easier to differentiate services from one another. Over time, though, the Transit Authority realized that they had made two major mistakes. They didn't want to have two services with the same color operating over the same line. Think of the 1, 2, and 3 on 7th Avenue. They all run along the same line, the 7th Avenue line, which means they would all need to have different colors. This proved to be confusing to passengers as there was just way too much information to digest on the subway map. The same can be said for the double letters. Imagine if you lived in this era and had to quickly get on a train not knowing if it was a QB or QJ train. After a decade of these service designations, the Transit Authority devised a new system based on trunk lines, assigning colors according to the routes they operated on. For example, think of the 4, 5, and 6 lines. They all operate along the Lexington Avenue trunk, therefore they're all given the same color, in this case, dark green. The A, C, and E all operate along the 8th Avenue trunk, and so they're all given the same dark blue color. This shift wasn't just about identifying services by color, it was about helping passengers quickly identify where they were going. If you see yellow, you know you're going via the Broadway line, and the same can be said for orange with the 6th Avenue. Each trunk line has their own services, which branch off in the outer boroughs. While this all was a step in the right direction, there was still one question left to answer. What about the double letters? In 1985, Transit removed the double-lettered lines and simply referred to them by the first letter in their designations. Some lines underwent complete transformations, like the double A becoming the short-lived K line. Now we're moving closer to today's service designations, but you may notice there's one main difference. The number of diamond services. Diamond services once denoted rush hour trains, but as service patterns evolved, they became unnecessary clutter on the map. Today, only 2 diamond services remain, the 6 Express and the 7 Express. Why were these 2 left on the map? Well, no one really knows. I mean, the J and Z run Express in Brooklyn and they don't have a diamond, but the F does. But only on the trains and not on the maps. Man, this is just confusing. Let's just enjoy our current services and be glad that we don't have to deal with double letters or 10 million different colors. Tell me your thoughts on our trunk line coloring in the comment section below, and if you have an idea on what our current diamond services are, do share that as well. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you would like to get more from Mystic Transit, like, subscribe, and consider supporting me via channel memberships or super thanks. Special thanks to RC from the NYC and Damien's Transit and Health Bar videos for supporting me at the train operator tier.